right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. um Today we will be basically looking at land clearance, and to be specific, we're going to look at the definition of land clearance, the reasons for doing land clearance, and also the identification of an area that we will be working. All right, so this is on the school compound where I work. Now if you look, you will see that building there. That building is a shade house, and that other structure is a greenhouse. All right, so we will be looking at land clearance right around the shade house and the greenhouse, as well as specifically we are going to work in the greenhouse because we intend to plant pop choys in it. All right, first of all, let me just show you around the shade house here. For some of you who don't know the difference between a shade house and a greenhouse, the shade house is designed for keeping plants cool. So yes, it has side nettings, and it also has netting on the top. All right, so if you're going to do plants for beautification and you want to keep them cool, then this is an area that you can create to do that. All right, the greenhouse, it has side netting as well, but the difference is that on the top it has UV plastic up there, which means water cannot come through it and the sun will not degrade it very easily. For this greenhouse, we also have an irrigation system, and the system that we use to irrigate the crops in there is the drip irrigation system. So here you have a filter to filter out the water, and there's a main pipe that goes underground and into the greenhouse. So that pipe is the main pipe, and you have smaller pipes or hose branching from the main tube. All right, so up there we have 4 feeder tanks, and it is also used to collect rainwater. All right, so this is the area that we will be working on. So as you can see, there are a lot of plants that are here, but the thing is, we do not want any of these plants, and plants that we don't want, we call them weeds. Now, since we are going to do land clearance here, we will get rid of all these plants. So you have like the napier grass there, water grass here, Spanish needle, callaloo, and lots more of weeds. We'll be getting rid of all of them, and that is what is called land clearance. Getting rid of all the structures, objects, and plants we do not want. And the reason for doing that is we want full access to the soil. In order to get the soil prepared, meaning in order to get it plowed and refined, we have to remove all these plants. Also, why I want to do land clearance is that land clearance will help to protect the crops that we will plant. So for example, the weeds here, what they will do is they will compete with the crops for here, space, nutrients, and also they will harbor a lot of pests that will feed on the pop choys. All right, as I mentioned pests, I'm going to show you some slugs that are already harbored here because of the weeds. So those, I'm going back outside to show you those. All right, these here are pupas. It seems they are pupas from a moth or butterfly. And here we have a slug. So the slugs, they have shells, and the snails don't have shells. There's another one. So that's the reason for doing land clearance. We don't want to harbor these insects, and of course we want airflow, so we have to remove all the weeds around. All right, I want you to also stay tuned for the practical demonstration. We're right, guys. So Mr. Gardener is going to do land clearance. So the tools that you have are machete. So that's the machete, and the machete, that's the A fork, and of course the fan rake. All right, guys. So Mr. Gardener will do land clearance. So in the meantime, you can make your observation. All right. So in order to make the work easy, you know, you need a sharp machete. So you will use a file to sharpen the machete. What that does is to make the work easy for you. If you use a dull machete, you will have to use more energy and you will be more tired. So you get your machete ready. So all these weeds will be removed. So the machete will be used to cut the weeds down. Alright, so the machete will be used to get the weeds down, as you can see. Now, when you're using a machete to get access to the weeds, sometimes you have to hold it up, or you can use a stick to do that, to hold up the weeds so you can get to the root of the weeds. Please note, when you're using the machete, no one else should be close to you or behind you. So as you can see already, the air is starting to get clear, but when it's raked, it will even look cleaner. Alright, so those weeds will be removed eventually and disposed in an area where it will not affect the production of our crops. So they are placed temporarily there, but they will be removed from there. Alright, so the rake is used. As you can see, most of the weeds are out. Alright, and to get the land even cleaner, I'm trying to get it as clean as possible because we don't want these plant parts to start grow back. So what we're doing is to get the bed as clean as possible, and to do that we are using the fan rake to do that. Alright, you can see how it's getting very clean. Alright, so that's the purpose of the fan rake. The difference between the fan rake and the A-fork, the A-fork is used to take up more garbage. Alright, so the fan rake is used for lighter garbage, and the A-fork is used to take up more heavier garbage or larger heaps. Alright guys, so that's how the fan rake is used. As you can see here, we have the drip lines, but a number of them were damaged from last year, so we have to do repair and get them back up together and intact. So we're going to replace the broken wires. Alright guys, so when it's done, we're going to show you the whole area because we have a piece of the inside remain and around the outside. Alright, so some clearing has done. So we're going to take a look at the inside. The inside look more cleared, more ready. We have some more weeds to, some of those weeds to be removed. Alright, so this is a look on the inside. This is much easier to clean, much easier than the outside. Alright, so there are some debushing going on outside at the same time. It's not as easy to clean as the inside. These weeds are growing more than a hair in the area, so we still have some more work to be done. All right, so what we have to be looking forward to get rid of some of these weeds, we're gonna have to use a systemic herbicide to help get rid of the weeds. All right, so these grass, we're gonna allow them to dry and use them as mulch. When they are drying, we want all the seeds to fall off, so because we don't want to transfer those to the field, they will just germinate again. All right, so when you're using dry grass for mulch, you have to make sure you get rid of the seeds. So these are the seeds. All right, so you don't want to use these back on your farm, and you don't want them to be going and spreading all over the farm, because they will just regrow and repopulate the weed. So some debushing is going right around here now. All right, so as you know, the debushing will allow more here to pass through, and it will also depopulate the pest infestation around the side. We had some challenges because we had some wasps in the area. All right, so we have to be careful of how we're going to approach that area. So for the inside, guys, land clearance has been done, but we still need to get rid of the weeds on the outside. Still have things to be done. All right, so in here we'll still continue with land preparation at another time. So overall, as you can see, the area is looking much better. So there are a lot of grasses there. Number of that has been removed. All right, so we'll keep you posted with the other weed control methods. We can use herbicides for land clearance too to help. So when we're going to use the herbicide to spray the weeds, you will get to see how that is done. All right, so when it is land preparation, I'll give you the update. Thank you.